Hey, I'm Warren Spector, the creative director at Junction Point Studios, part of Disney Interactive, and I'm here at the GameStop Expo in San Antonio, right in my back door, you know, my backyard, I guess I should say. And we're showing Disney Epic Mickey 2. We're showing a new part of the game that we haven't shown before. It's Disney Gulch, which is based on Frontierland, and it's actually one of my favorite parts of the game because well, a couple of reasons. One is it shows off everything you need to know about the game. These simple maps that are playable in a bunch of different ways, and how you play really affects what happens on one map. It affects what happens on the next map and the one after that. So it really shows off the whole playstyle matters idea. But also, I'm just totally jazzed about doing Frontierland-inspired stuff. You know, that was one of the first places at the park. It's one of the places that's most changed over the years, and so there's plenty of stuff to have fun with in terms of forgotten and rejected stuff.
What are some of the forgotten and rejected things people will encounter here?
In Frontierland, I mean, there used to be a mine train through Rainbow Caverns. No one even remembers that, but we're going to let you experience that again as if it were still there. There is still a place on Tom Sawyer Island called Fort Wilderness, and in our game we've kind of rethought that as Fort Wasteland. There's a big kind of battle that takes place there, and it's really important in the game too because there are two characters you encounter, one of whom wants you to actually sort of make the place safe for the blotlings who are living there, and another character wants you to clean them out so that the tunes can move back. So you can't make them both happy. You kind of have to decide who you're going to please and who you're going to kind of anger a little bit. So it really kind of shows what the whole game is about.
Can you talk about what kind of research you've done when it comes to exploring Disneyland and Disney World, and you know, how much time do you spend at the theme parks in preparation for this?
I don't spend near enough time at the theme parks. I need to spend more. I got to talk to Disney about that actually. But no, we spend a lot of time there. We've been lucky enough to get into the parks before they open, so we can see them, you know, with the lights on basically and without the crowds. We've had full access to the archives, the Disney archives, so we've been able to get our hands on blueprints and color studies and, you know, real nitty-gritty stuff. Tried to make it as accurate as we can, and then sort of twist it up a little bit so it's strange but familiar all at the same time.
Now the parks are continually expanding, especially Disney World is going to be opening a whole new Fantasyland coming up this fall. Are you guys incorporating those kind of things, or are you saving that for sequels?
Well, you know, I don't want to give away too much, but every time they retire something at the parks and create something new, I just sort of chortle evilly to myself and think, more fodder for future Wasteland games, yes, you know. So, you know, it's funny, so many people ask me, aren't you worried you're going to run out of material someday? And it's like, yeah, someday like 80 years from now. There's so much stuff. It's amazing.
I'd say just opened Cars Land over at Disney California Adventure.
Why, yes, they did just open Cars Land. And you know, it's sad, I haven't actually been there yet. I'm looking forward to it. My next trip, Cars Land, Warren, we're going to hook up, you know. But yeah, it's all sorts of new material for us in future games.
And outside of the actual theme parks, can you talk a little about how you're delving into the history of Mickey and Oswald with this game?
Well, you know, the whole idea about Wasteland is to honor Disney's creative past and, you know, actually contribute to Disney's creative future. You know, the fact that we've been able to give Oswald a voice for the first time, you know, that's something that's going to affect Disney moving forward at the parks, I hope, you know, if Oswald ever appears there. So we're definitely all about honoring that history. You know, anything that's been forgotten or rejected, anything that's ended up on the cutting room floor, you know, shots that got cut out of films, characters that got cut out of films. We found dozens of rejected Tinkerbell concepts that I hope to put in a game someday. You know, there's so much material that Disney didn't use in a film or a theme park ride. Yeah, we're good for decades to come.
And I've seen Oswald actually at the parks as a toy, but not those Oswald ears. Do you see a future there at the Disney park?
I sure hope someone at the parks looks at the ears that we did and says, hey, we should do that, you know? Part of my my sort of master plan, my secret mission is to make Oswald as big a success as Mickey is. And seeing him at the parks, you know, we're starting to see some, there's a kiosk there over in California Adventure now that features Oswald. You can buy some pins now and some plush toys. I want to see him everywhere. I want to see a character costume, and hey, let's make some cartoons. What do you say? You know, so who knows what'll happen? But Oswald deserves to be as big a star as Mickey, and we're doing what we can for him.